There you go, see? Rear brake. You have to be able to catch it. We'll also do a little bit of a walk around of the bike, guys. But again, once you know someone that knows what they're doing, you have a bevy of information that you can, that you have access to. That's going to make a huge difference in terms of your learning process when it comes to wheelies. There you go. Tanks full of gas. Welcome to another video, boys. Let's see if we can get a nice clean one again. Nice. I'm finally getting very comfortable with that floating zone. Figured I'd go out today. In the next couple of days, it's going to be extremely hot out, so figured why not take the best advantage of the weather. I love when I hit it just right. It just kind of, even on first gear now, I'm getting very comfortable and getting the results that I want. We'll also do a little bit of a walk around of the bike, guys. As I mentioned to everybody, if you want to support what we do here on the channel, you can shop motivationusa.com. I'll walk you around to show you what's on the bike already. We'll do a pullover and talk about stuff that's on the bikes. Why not? There we go. We'll do a couple of passes here. This is a good little spot that I always check out. All right. Let's take a look at the bike. I'm just going to call it like how it is now. The bike is definitely dirty. I've been getting a lot of questions regarding the motorcycle, getting an exhaust. Some people are saying that there are competitors that have slip-on exhausts that's available, right? And they're looking forward to seeing what Motivation USA and SC Project has in the works, of course, because you guys know Motivation USA is the exclusive place for you to get all SC Project systems for all your motorcycles, all brands and makes, all right? They do have something really cool in the works, so we're going to stand by, wait for that. We are going to drop it on this bike. You guys are going to totally love it. Trust me when I tell you. So here's what we've done so far in collaboration with motivationusa.com is where you're going to be able to get all of these parts. Let's start from the back of the bike. The swing arm, we have the spool axle sliders, and then we have the fork sliders right here in the front. At the very bottom of the bike, we got the Evo Tech. Just checking, making sure that looks good. We have one of my favorite things of all time that's up here. The Rizoma notch reservoirs, guys. This is the brake side. This is the clutch side. We have clear Tygon tubing. And another thing we're going to look at also, this is the EvoTech foldable levers with the option to change the color of the adjuster. And then when we go towards this side of the bike, you're looking at handguard protection, because this bike, there's no frame sliders for it. However, based on what you're doing with this motorcycle, the chance of you dropping it is very high. So protection is the name of the game here. Again, sliders on the rear, sliders in the front, spool to be able to lift up the bike, makes it a lot easier. In the rear of the bike, we have our NRC tail tidy, probably the only one that's available at the moment. Most clean, most ideal, has the turn signals built into it, and also you have a kit that's flexible where you can do your license plate 90 degree out, or you could tuck it in. I opt for tucking it in all the way as much as possible. That's pretty much it for the moment. I'd say just for the moment. There's a lot more that's coming. I'm planning to kind of go more with a performance base mod for this motorcycle. So we're talking about an airbox, right? And open up at the airbox, full system exhaust. SC Project, that's going to be that. And again, all of these things you're going to be able to grab at Motivation USA. And it's going to make a huge deal. So there's the sensor, Ducabite sensor protection. That goes right over here. I'm going to throw those on. Also, rear axle adjusters. I'm going to do the Ducabite one. You're going to see that populate on there also. and just a small few things. I would also recommend better grips. Motivation USA does have some really nice hand grips that you can grab, so definitely check those out as well. And we will be doing the turn signals, the left and right turn signals. They're not a big bother for me at the moment, but they're definitely going to be updated as well. Oh, very important, you're going to need to know about this. This is the Rizoma adapters at the very top. You're going to need those specifically in order to make these reservoirs work and fit properly and being held on. I do have another very important thing to try to show you guys. The handguard. Again, this bike is extremely brand new. I'm kind of like, I guess, a tester for it at this point. I'm trying all parts to see what works and what doesn't. The handguard protection is, I'm guessing it was for a Pikes Peak Multistrada. There is a bolt that goes through here. However, the OEM handguards does not have a hole. I had to drill a hole measured properly just to make it kind of fit on this side. That way it doesn't flop around. But so far so good. Everything's been amazing. I love the bike. It's a great tool for you to learn a lot of things about riding and understanding the dynamics with something a lot lighter. Let's go out and ride. Continue practicing doing these wheelies, man. This is the bike that you're going to want to have. As I mentioned, if you guys want to support what we do here on the channel, you're going to hit that Motivation USA site. All the links are in the description if you want to show love and support. Tap, tap. I always do the tap, tap. Keep your balance a little bit, and then you got your rear brake working, so good little spot. Eventually, once I get to the point of balancing completely, then I'll go to shifting while in gear. Again, one of the boys at Motivation is amazing at wheelies. And again, these guys not only ride motorcycles, do track days. They're really great riders. Once a year, we did a MotoGP thing together, and you guys know they're a sponsor of the channel. And I don't spend as much time with them as I should. I'm talking about once a year, and for that time frame, I had my phone in my back pocket. Let me put that in. That's kind of rare that I forget that. Okay, there we go. I'm like, why does my back pocket feels weird? For the time frame that I spend with these guys at Motivation USA, these guys are such great riders. We're talking about Sebastian. We're talking about Jacob, Pete, Andrew. All these guys really know how to ride really well. And you managed to learn so much from them. Like, I've messaged Pete about wheelies, and he's like, try this. And here I am. It's like huge improvement. And that goes to show you, once you kind of link up with one person that knows what they're doing, it's pretty easy for you to kind of get everything. It's not as hard as it feels. And then it's just a matter of practicing, you know? For me right now, it's just really getting to a point of complete comfort and going straight up to 12 to levitate or to counterbalance my weight, some people would say. That was pretty high. That was like a good counterbalance style, I would say. But again, once you know someone that knows what they're doing, you have a bevy of information that you can, that you have access to. That's going to make a huge difference in terms of your learning process when it comes to wheelies. I know I've mentioned this before. If you're going to learn how to wheelie, get a small bike. I think getting a small bike is definitely important. The second step, or one of it's either one or the other, you can flip it. Second step or first step could be flipped. Find someone that already knows how to wheelie really well and have them observe you. Right? Have them observe you, and that's going to make a huge difference on how fast you're able to learn most of this and make a difference, really. what I'm doing here is basically getting used to the feel of going up really fast and not chopping the throttle, not closing the throttle, but using the rear brake to actually bring the bike down. When you see that I do short wheelies, that's what I'm doing really. Alright? Pull up. Alright, there we go. There's always somebody coming up into the dock, so that's what I'm doing really. Because if you get into the feel of constantly clutching up and not bringing it down with the rear brake, you can definitely get yourself into hot water and not memorizing that rear brake. We'll do a second gear one. Those tend to be easier. Right? So, again, second gears are really, really good for me. But I tend to get into the motion of getting comfortable with first gear. So meaning getting the bike to do it really jolty, because what happens is when you're doing a wheelie, it tends to do it really fast. Tap, tap. There you go, see? Rear brake. You have to be able to catch it, or else. Could be ugly. And again, it's one of those things, it's going to be something with time that you're going to get, really.